Hey there, creepy peeps. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, welcome back. If you've been here before, what's up? What's good? Today we're going to be recapping the month of June. Actually, before I get started with anything, I know I already said in my review of Annabelle Comes Home, but I also wanted to say it again here. Thank you guys so much for 3K here on YouTube. I really greatly appreciate it. I love each and every one of you. Seriously, it's taken a long time to get to this number, but you know, Miley Cyrus was not wrong, or was it Hannah Montana? I don't actually know. It's the climb, it really is. So I'm very happy to have reached this milestone, and it's all thanks to you guys. So if you're new here, if you were one of the few that just subscribed, hey, how's it going? Yeah, let's get into this. We're gonna recap the month, just like I have been doing. We're gonna go through on Letterboxd and take a look at what I've been watching. Alrighty, so kicking it off on June 1st, I watched The Cabin in the Woods. Well, rewatched it, I'm sorry. I actually had a couple of my coworkers come over, and none of them watch horror movies normally, but they all wanted to come over and watch a horror movie. So we watched Cabin in the Woods, and it was endlessly entertaining to watch three not horror fans, people that don't have any experience in the horror genre, try and figure this movie out. Like the whole time they were trying to figure out what was going on, and it was incredibly funny. Then I watched Final Destination 2 and The Final Destination because they were on Netflix, and I had been talking about Final Destination. It seemed like a lot the month previous in May, so I just kind of wanted to watch them. So I did. I watched The Gate, which I reviewed, so you can check that out. I'll link that playlist for my stale movie reviews up above, as well as my new movie reviews, so you can check that out. I watched All Cheerleaders Die. I reviewed it for Pride Month on Morbidly Beautiful, so I will leave a link for that video on the screen if you want to check it out. And then I watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, because why the hell not? I love Bill and Ted. And then I finally got around to watching Black Mirror Season 5, which is the next three ones that you're seeing here. Only 3 episodes. I was a little bit underwhelmed. I gotta say, I was kind of underwhelmed with all 3 episodes. The best one, in my opinion, was Smithereens. They seemed a little, I don't know if I'm just like being picky or maybe I just didn't get it. They all kind of seemed a little shallow. Striking Vipers seemed like maybe the only one that could have gone a little bit deeper. I'm not gonna spoil anything about them, but if you know, you know with Striking Vipers. I think they could have gone a little deeper with that, but without giving too much away, like they could be summarized in like 5 words. Like Striking Vipers is video games are addictive, Smithereens, don't look at your phone and drive, and Rachel, Jack, and Ashley too is pop music is trash. Like, watched The Quiet Family, which is a South Korean horror comedy, which I reviewed on this channel, so you can check that out. Same thing with Shelly. Not saying that it's a South Korean horror comedy, but I reviewed it on this channel. I had to review some sort of birth horror movie because it was my birthday last month. And then I watched The Haunting of Sharon Tate and Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer for Does This Offend You? Obviously, I was not a huge fan of The Haunting of Sharon Tate. Yeah, you can go rewatch that episode. It's over on Emma's channel. I'll link it somewhere if you want to check it out. Really fun episode. It was, you know, talking about true crime and horror movies. I feel like that's like a discussion you could have endlessly on whether that's offensive or not. And then I rewatched The Haunting of Molly Hartley. I had not seen that movie probably since it came out. It was on Netflix, so I was like, oh, let me watch it. And that movie is trash. I'm sure there are people out there that like it, but it is so bad. And I think really my only motivation for watching it was because of Chase Crawford. I had the biggest crush on him when I was in high school, like goddamn. And then I rewatched Leprechaun. I haven't seen it since my little drunken viewing of it, which if you want to see a hot mess of a video, definitely go check that out. But some of my patrons were watching it. It wasn't a Patreon movie night. It was just a couple of my patrons decided to watch it on Rabbit, and I just like joined in because I just wanted to. So I rewatched that. And then I watched Happy Death Day on my birthday because it seemed like apropos to like end the day with that, right? And then I, for some reason, also felt like watching Beetlejuice on that day, so I rewatched that. And then finally I saw Annabelle Comes Home, which you would have already seen my review of. Not that big of a fan of it, just a little bit boring and just pretty much just like every other Annabelle movie. So, you know, it was just meh. If you follow me on Letterboxd, which I will follow you back if you follow me on Letterboxd, you'll probably see a few more movies that I watched before June was out, but just when I was recording this, which that's why. So yeah, that's everything I watched. I mean, a nice little mixed bag, a whole lot of new movies that I haven't seen. So let's get into TV since I just talked about Black Mirror. So that was one of the shows that I watched this month. Anybody who's a fan of like anime type stuff, I watched Agretsuko season 2, like 15-minute episodes. You get through it really fast, but it's just really cute and hilarious. If you don't know the premise, it's this character, Retsuko, she's like a red panda or something like that. And she works in this, you know, your typical like office, and she vents out her stress from her job and other things through like death metal music. And it's awesome and hilarious. And the funniest thing about it is like the translations of what she is screaming when she's like doing the death metal to like vent out her anger. Hilarious. Then I finally got around to watching Love, Death, and Robots, I think it's called. Again, like 10-minute to 15-minute episodes, like an anthology, kind of like Black Mirror, but animated, and the episodes are shorter. So it's like every episode is by a different person, it's animated, and it all has to do with like, again, like kind of technology, more like robotics and androids and things like that, but very cool. I don't even think there was like a single episode that I hated. Like, it was just really good. I don't know anything about if like a season 2 is gonna come out, or if I watched season 1. I don't know if I watched season 1 and season 2, but it was all really, really good. So highly recommend if you haven't gotten around to watching it yet. That's also on Netflix. And then in terms of books that I read, really quick, I don't know when you're gonna see. I think I'm doing the June recap first, so you'll see it on Friday. I read Summer of Night for my Creepy Book Club. That was our June pick, so I reviewed that, so you should see a full-length review on that either in the next day. I also talked about what we were going to be reading for the rest of the year too, so make sure you watch to the end of that video to know what we're going to read for the rest of 2019. I did also read The House by Christina Lauren. I believe this is a YA book. It's been sitting on my to read shelf for a very long time. So I don't actually remember. I'm pretty sure it's YA. It was okay. It was okay. It's basically about this girl who has been away for a while at boarding school, and she comes back and has to kind of fit back into her old like public school ways, and she kind of falls back in with her old crush from before she went off to boarding school, and she finds out he's always lived in this strange house, and then she finally finds out the secret of the house. Without giving anything away, in a word, the house is alive. That part is like, it's quite like clever and unique and really sinister as well, but it is very YA. Normally I get very defensive when a book is like labeled as YA, but it's like not your typical YA sort of stuff. I get very defensive for some reason. Ever since my best friend's exorcism, you guys was like, that sounds like a YA book, which it's not. I'm still salty about that. This one definitely is, and it reads like one. So if you're not a fan of YA, your typical YA type stuff, not for you. But if you are a fan of typical YA stuff, which there's nothing wrong with, and you also like creepy books, definitely check this one out. And I finally finished The Lady from the Black Lagoon by Mallory O'Meara. Sorry, the subtitle is Hollywood Monsters and the Lost Legacy of Millicent Patrick, who designed The Creature from the Black Lagoon. Basically, Millicent's story and Mallory's story of how she dug up all this information on Millicent Patrick because it had just been lost because of like time and maybe a little bit of sexism. It's really good. If you have any interest in filmmaking, especially if you have any interest in Creature from the Black Lagoon, which is my favorite Universal movie monster. Highly recommend. The cover is gorgeous. That definitely should not be a reason why you buy a book, but it's an added bonus. It's like the cherry on top. Like, it's just a gorgeous book cover, and it's just really good. So highly recommend that one. And then I just thought I would talk about real quick, because I like hardly ever buy Funko Pops. In case you didn't know, this is not how all Barnes and Nobles work. I'm just putting that out there before I get in trouble. My routine at my store, I always work every Sunday. My job on Sundays is to unload all the toys and games cage, which also includes the Funko Pops. So I usually kind of get a first look at all the Funko Pops that come in, which we get a lot. And normally we don't really get any that I'm interested in buying, even though we have gotten some cool ones. We recently got some Jaws ones in that are really cool, and some Aliens ones as well for the anniversaries of those movies. Anyway, as I was putting them away, I saw these two Funko Pops, and I had to, like, it was just like no question. And it was a week before my birthday, so it's like, oh, let me just treat myself. So I got these two Addams Family Funko Pops. I left them in the box specifically to show you guys first. They're definitely coming out of the box, but these were the only two we got in the store. Hopefully when I go to work on Sunday, we've gotten more, but Morticia, of course, and Wednesday, and she comes with her little like Marie Antoinette doll with its head cut off. I thought that was really cute. They're definitely gonna come out of the box, and I'm probably gonna put them on my shelf over here next to my Addams Family box set. But yeah, I just wanted to show you guys because I love them. In terms of favorite comments, kind of cheated here. I don't have a favorite comment per se that was actually on a video. Tons of great comments. Thank you to everybody who always comments on my videos. My birthday live stream was super fun. If you haven't watched it, it might still be fun to watch after the fact. I don't know. We played a game. I kind of copied Emma's game that she plays on her Instagram lives. And the lucky creepy peep who won, Claire, aka Horror Adorer, won, and she wrote like the sweetest thing. So she wrote, at first she wrote, I never win anything. I'm so pumped. I've been really wanting to expand my shirt collection, so I'm really happy that I was able to help you with that. Even though the gift card wasn't much, but hopefully it helped. But then she wrote, I'm also even more excited to just be a part of your community. You are an inspiration to me, and I hope you know that you are a badass, which might be one of the nicest things anybody's ever written about me. So I just wanted to say thank you. Of course I replied to her. This isn't me replying to her, but I just wanted to like I said, like expose her, but like in a good way. As far as what's coming for the rest of this month, we got a lot of new horror movies coming out this month, and I'm really excited about it. One of them did get pushed back though. Brahms, the boy 2, got pushed back to December, but it doesn't matter because we still got some other fun ones. Darlin, which is the follow-up to The Woman. We have Crawl, which is a alligator Florida hurricane horror movie, and I'm so excited for it. And then, of course, which you will be seeing a review of Monday, this coming Monday, we have Midsummer, finally. I'm so fucking excited for that movie, which scares me because I don't want to go in with super high expectations in case they get shot down, but I just feel like they won't be. I have a feeling it's got to be good. So a lot of fun stuff like that. And then I have another arts and crafts video this month because I know you guys love those. Of course, we're going to discuss Stranger Things, so don't worry. I'm going to save it for a little bit later in the month to try and give everybody time to watch it, because it comes out, should be out actually already by the time this video goes up. So, or it's coming up in a day. Again, I don't know when this video is going up. But anyway, this is long enough. I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. I do hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Become a Creepy Peep today. I post videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can ring that notification bell down there to be notified every time I post a video or go live, even though sometimes it doesn't work. Actually, a lot of times I get a lot of comments and messages that it doesn't work, which I apologize for, even though I don't make it. I didn't make YouTube, so I don't know how it works. I just know that it doesn't. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, stay strange. Bye.
This video is brought to you by all these lovely creepy patron peeps that you see listed on the left-hand side of the screen. If you want to find out the perks to being a creepy patron peep, you can follow that link that is in the description of this video. No pressure, but it's there if you want to check it out. Thanks for watching. Bye!